voted to stand before the Niger House in favor of the motion. Quote, it is necessary for political leaders or diplomats to be active on social media, unquote, as the principal speaker. The chair permits me to explain some keywords in the motion. According to Oxford Dictionary, necessary means needed to be done or essential. Political leader is a leader active in a political party or a person holding or seeking an elected position in government. Diplomat is an official representing a country abroad. Social media refers to websites and applications that enable users to create and share content or to participate in social networking. There is no universal definition of what it means to be active on social media. The social networks have their own definition. Facebook, for instance, defines an active user as someone who logs into the site and completes some sort of action on the platform within the previous 30 days. According to Twitter, an active user is someone who follows at least 30 accounts and at least 1/3 of those accounts follows them back. Google Plus considers anyone who interacts with the site in any way to be an active user. So my opponents, those misconstrue the whole situation to think that political leaders or diplomats will have to spend the whole day 24/7 to refer to as active. Therefore, the chair, it is necessary for political leaders or diplomats to be active on social media because it is an effective tool to reach a country's foreign policy objectives. Our political leaders can use the social media platforms to promote state institutions and national programs internationally. Diplomats, that is ambassadors, high commissioners, special envoys, and other state representatives have adapted to a new form of diplomacy known as diplomacy. My opponents, diplomacy, also called digital diplomacy, is the use of the internet and new ICTs to achieve diplomatic objectives. That is, by conducting negotiation, regular reports and updates on their home countries or the position of the state. Now, my opponents, I believe you know Twitter is not only the fastest growing form of social media around, but also a very taboo initiation to digital diplomacy for most ambassadors around the world. How innovative! The chair in 2019, Diplomacy, also known as Twitter diplomacy, organized a Twitter poll on social media where they asked world leaders and government officials on Twitter how they use their social media platforms and what was the benefit of social media to digital diplomacy. Now, per their responses, they all agree that it was a tool for furthering diplomatic and foreign policy goals and communicating diplomatic activities. One political leader wrote that content on social media travels far, fast, directly, and impacting people. Once more, do want my opponents, the chair, 97% of all the 193 UN member states have official Twitter accounts, which enables them to have insights on meetings, policies to enrich the national programs per the trends and public response. The Brexit negotiations, for instance, was greatly shaped by frequent tweets of chief negotiators and other actors. How wonderful! The chair, it is necessary for political leaders to be active on social media because it is an effective channel in crisis communication. The chair, there have been more than enough crises going on across the globe over the past few years. The COVID-19 pandemic, the Syrian insurrection, and the occupation of Ukraine by Russian forces are a few instances where choices were out of the general public's control. For instance, with the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, the social media was rife with very vital information from our political leaders and diplomats and people all around the world that helped us to handle the crisis. These gentlemen here cannot deny the fact that the whole world, including them, are survivors of the major COVID-19 pandemic because our able leaders were able to raise awareness, give directions and precautions to their citizens through social media. Have my opponents already forgotten the Nanadu updates, popularly known as the fellow Ghanaians encounter? My opponents, even you benefited from it. Our relatives watched it from abroad. Our political leaders updated their posts through the likes and tags of the World Health Organization, which helped us to survive. And my opponents here still find it necessary for them to be active on social media. Hey, indeed, you deserve Nobel Prize for hypocrisy. Again, the chair, during the war outbreak, the recordings and posts from these high officials, both local and international, help people to know what to do and where to go and seek shelter. Are their activities not comforting their constituents by reducing fear and panic? It's not necessary for our political leaders to be active on social media where they can reach us anytime, anywhere, every time, everywhere, even in a church or to school or work, where traditional media is not readily available. People will always look up to their government when times get rough. After all, they manage the taxpayers' money. So it makes sense that political leaders or diplomats so utilize the social media. Again, it is very necessary for political leaders or diplomats to be active on social media because the social media is less expensive. Long before social media existed, political leaders had to use traditional media like TVs, radios, door-to-door flyering to engage with the general public. One can imagine the cost, but Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, a representative from New York, changed that story. In 2018, she used social media to solicit votes and won elections out of nowhere, thereby setting records as the youngest political leader to ever win elections. What a way to empower women. Not only that, the chair, according to change.org on 15th April 2009, President Barack Obama used the social media to mobilize followers, financial support, and create awareness. He defeated a Democratic presidential aspirant and a U.S. home political name called Hillary Clinton, and later John McCain, the Republican president, to become the first Black American president in U.S. If there is a forum from which campaign coordinators can judge feedback and public opinion without having to hire pricey consultants and poll firms, then it is necessary for them to be there. Furthermore, the chair, our political leaders and diplomats being active on social media help them to avoid gatekeepers. The chair, these gatekeepers are people who manipulate or paraphrase the posts of these political leaders to cause people to turn against them. For example, according to www.mynewsgh.com, a syndicator, the General Secretary of the NEC, addressed a fake letter purported to be from his office that used his name on social media to defraud innocent citizens on the selection of the NDC running mate. Imagine such an influential person not being active on social media. Hey! Lastly, the chair, the leaders of the two major political parties give credence to why it is necessary for them to be active on social media. According to Professor Jampo, the youth constitutes over 60% of the voting population. And according to Honorable Esedin Ketia, he said, and I quote, if the youth constitutes majority of the voting population and they are the dominant users on social media, then it makes sense for us to target them there. Unquote. So my point is, if you're going to become a political leader, please be active on social media. It will help you. Thank you.
The first contest in the quarterfinal stage of the 2022 edition of the Love FM High School Debate is on. You just heard Emanuela Yaya Figa, Principal Speaker for St. Monica's, do her job. A round of applause for her one more time. It's now time for us to take a trip and invite to the microphone, of course, to take the podium, the Principal Speaker for Kumasi High School. His name is Seth Boache. Show him some love.
The chair, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, colleague debaters, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, good day. Nana Kojo Boache Yadom Jr. Seth is my name. The Principal Speaker for Kumasi has been speaking expressly against the motion of which I quote and unquote. It is necessary for political leaders or diplomats to be active on social media. The chair kindly permits me to decode the key terms captured in the motion to the comprehension of the Noble House. These key terms are 1. Necessary. 2. Political leader. 3. Diplomat. 4. Active. And 5. Social media. We have arrested this issue defines necessary as something that is absolutely needed. Vocabulary.com defines political leader as a person active in party politics. Cambridge Dictionary defines diplomat as a person who officially represents a country's interest in a foreign country. According to www.seekvisibility.com, Facebook, for instance, defines an active user as someone who logs into the site and or completed some sort of action, that is posting, liking, sharing. Wikipedia defines social media as a person. Wikipedia defines social media as an interactive digital channel that facilitates creation and sharing of information, ideas, interests, and other forms of expression through communication and networks. Examples are Twitter, Snapchat, and etc. The motion in its simplest form is that elected or appointed representatives should be active on social media, of which I rise to oppose the motion. To begin with, the chair or guest house being active on social media is susceptible to tarnishing the image of political leaders or diplomats. When political leaders or diplomats are active on social media by posting every detail, they expose themselves to public ridicule in the sense that anybody at all can come and comment under the post of the political leader or diplomat. Joseph Benjamin, British High Commissioner, made a tweet about the performance of Black Stars on 18 January 2017, captured by Ghana Web. Ruby, who is Avram Grant's agent, came to reply him by saying that the British High Commissioner talked too much rubbish. Wow, how can a mere agent lambast a whole British High Commissioner by using the word rubbish? It takes only social media to make the impossible possible. This ties in with the account assume that goes quote unquote. When I cram my diagram, but moving on, the chair or guest house, it leads to failed diplomacy. Longman Dictionary makes it simple that a diplomat doesn't upset the recipient country. Article 41 of the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations, which outlines the rules of diplomatic relations, makes it explicit that, quote and unquote, it is the duty of the one receiving immunities and privileges to respect the laws of the receiving state. It is also their duty not to interfere, and I repeat, not to interfere in the internal affairs of the recipient country. A typical example of failed diplomacy occurred in Ghana, where British High Commissioner to Ghana, Harriet Thompson, on her Twitter account, made a comment about the arrest of Oliver Baker Vomao. This made Dr. Akufo-Addo on 31st May 2022 on My Joy Online in a strongly worded statement asked the diplomat to mind her own business when it comes to matters of Ghana's security or policing. My co-debaters, you journey all the way from Mampong to defend what has a tendency to ignite with between two countries. I guess you are backing up the wrong tree. Furthermore, the chair or guest house, it will reduce the quantum of time to attend to their core business as a diplomat or a political leader. The word active itself in the motion can further be explained as persistent, consistent, or vigorously using the social media, which eventually leads to addiction, hence reduced productivity. The Guardian on November 2016 posted that when John McDonnell mounted the podium to respond to the autumn statement, half of his party's MPs started noodling on their phones right behind him, just tweeting. As you can find on the screen. My co-debaters, is this what you are watching for our political leaders? Then I guess you are leading us into total darkness. In addition, the chair or guest house, it leads to unnecessary propaganda and populism. Most political leaders are active on social media, but passive in their constituencies. They ignore their constituencies by posting stuff on social media just to sway people into believing that they are bringing development to their constituencies. This is mere populist action. To add more spice to what I'm saying, the chair permits me to educate the House on the Temamoto River about which has sparked discussion just recently. According to Premium Times, in 2013, the former president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, went for Ghana to start this project. Later in 2016, he added in the State of the Nation's address and also posted it on the official Twitter account at NDCGH that the project was ongoing. Meanwhile, the project actually commenced in 2008. My co-debaters, we don't want to have any headache again to entertain blatant lies in this nation. Again, the chair or guest that it leads to security risk. Any person who assumes political or diplomatic office is an object of public attention in the sense that you will have detractors who do not wish for your social well-being. And this social media has the tendency of eroding their much privacy in the sense that not long ago, the former president, John Dramani Mahama, was constantly posting his beautiful daughter on his social media handles. Let us listen to what Mr. Bernard Bosi, popularly known as Chairman Wuntumi, who is the Ashanti Regional MPP's chairman, had to say about this in relation to the security risk I'm talking about. Let's watch this video. Lastly, the chair or guest out what political leaders say or do, especially on social media, can be easily used against them by their detractors or opponents. Most political leaders, the words they say are well scrutinized and made credible for public consumption. When they become active on social media, their words will not be vetted. Just like she was saying that in the church, she can the political leader can text anyhow. It means his words will not be vetted and also it will not be credible and not ready for public consumption. Donald Trump, the former president, has been shown on social media for his grammatical errors in his Twitter post. An example is what we can find on the screen, where the grammatical errors neatly underlined. This strengthened the stance of Teji Chrissy, who said that Donald Trump is not ready to be the president sake of his grammatical errors. And my co-debaters here are saying that they can text anyway and anytime. Then it is a fallacy. The chair now permits me to dethrone fallacies and throw facts. They talked about the COVID-19 pandemic. We are not against social media. The motion is that it is necessary for political leaders to be active. The word is active. There is difference between active and passive. The active means consistently, persistently, vigorously using it. And we are against that. The COVID-19 was what? A circumstance. They were not active. They just went there to have a meeting. Just recently, from 23 June to 28 June, the G7 had a meeting. As we can see, they were seated and then they were having the meeting nicely because of the COVID-19, that was why they were not able to meet, but they were not active on it. They just went on social media to have their meeting. The chair, from the fact that I just, thank you.
Indeed, the battle lines have indeed been drawn. Now, for the benefit of our judges and all of us in this auditorium, the principal speaker, Seth Boache, wanted us to watch a video, and the video comes with a sound. We had a few technical HR challenge, so we want to take a few seconds to watch that video and listen to the sound all over again. So let's take a listen and let's watch the monitor.
No, you see the backyard of Farida. Why are the bunny? But Obi Baba China and Adiama. Or just say, Ama, next time, so about the missing.
All right. So I hope you're okay. So the contest is on. We've heard from principal speakers representing St. Monica's Senior High School and Kumasi High School as well. We're live on television. Joy Prime, Joy Learning. We're live on Facebook on LUV 99.5 FM. And that's where I want you all to be a part of the conversation that's going on there. Tell us which of the two schools is going to carry the day. You can also send us tweets with the hashtag LoveFMHSD. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for us to welcome the supporting speaker from St. Monica Senior High School. Her name is Lisa Marie D.K. Okanse to debate.
My opponents don't paint every situation with the same brush. If you want clarification on any issue on Catholicism, you cannot bypass the Pope. Similarly, if you want to know the true meaning of being active on social media, you need to get to these social networks to find your own definition of what constitutes an active user. So don't be here creating your own definitions. The chair, impartial panel judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, I am Lisa Marie Okanse from St. Monica Senior High School, the supporting speaker, speaking for the motion. Quote and quote, it is necessary for our political leaders or diplomats to be active on social media. The chair, since my principal speaker has already explained the key words in the motion, I will then proceed with my argument. To begin, the chair, it is necessary for political leaders and diplomats to be active on social media because them being active there will allow them to align themselves with initiatives and trends. Social media provides a big opportunity for them to know what people talk about and why they are talking about it. This helps political leaders to get ahead of the curve, know what changes in all sectors and what is happening around the real world in order to make critical decisions based on their findings. And my opponents here are saying otherwise. When our political leaders and diplomats are active on social media, they can even prevent imminent demonstrations. This happened when the youth of Ghana took to social media in order to vent their frustrations. Hashtag fix the country, which even resulted in a slight reduction in fuel prices, petrol prices. Again, when the issue of LGBTQ+ was trending on social media and that Ghana was made to choose between accepting homosexuality or accepting external aid or rejecting them both. I'm sure your parents and even your pastors were amongst those who vehemently made an opposition upon following the trend on social media. Hashtag kill the bill. This obviously gave a hint to our political leaders not to go there at all because we the citizens detested it and we still detest it from the bottom of our hearts. Again, the chair, social media serves as the fastest means for communicating with a larger audience. Social media clearly outweighs traditional media, that is radio, newspapers, magazines, television, etc. While traditional media uses a monologue transmission module, that is information from one source to many receivers. Social media uses a dialogue transmission system, that is information from many sources to many receivers, which obviously makes social media a better and more advanced option to enhance communication between political leaders, state representatives, and their constituents. Even when their numerous constituents are anywhere in the country or around the world, all they have to do is pick up their phone, and that is all. The chair of the House, political leaders represent the people. They govern the people and therefore address issues relating or affecting the people. So through social networks such as Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitch, WeChat, Pinterest, Baobab, Weibo, Instagram, etc., they can have a broader platform in order to directly communicate and easily reach their general audience with a simple post, tweet, tag, hashtag, or live stream. The chair, more than half of all humans, that is approximately 58.4% of the world population are active on social media. So why would our political leaders and diplomats follow them there? My opponents, that is 4.62 billion people using social media, including you and I, for an average of 2 hours and 27 minutes a day. The chair, until 2020 U.S. elections, ex-President Donald Trump was the most followed account with 88.7 million followers, followed by Pope Francis with 80.9 million followers. On Twitter alone. In fact, even our number one gentleman, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has over 2 million followers on Facebook alone. So my opponent, with all these people, followers, both local, international, haters, supporters, following these people, is it not then necessary for a political leader to be active on social media, to be where the general masses are, in order to address our issues and provide us with the information? Obviously, yes. Finally, our political leaders and diplomats being active on social media humanizes them and makes them more accessible and accountable to the general public. My opponents, we will level with you here. Political leaders don't exactly have the best reputation. I'm sure all of us here are even fed up with them. Well, there is an opportunity to shift perceptions by using social media for government communications and building a long-lasting connection with their constituents. We see the benevolence of Honorable Akufo-Addo as he distributes laptops to the teachers in his constituency and even pays the allowances of the national service personnel at his Facebook page. Indeed, we form a different perception from following these people on social media. They should indeed be super active. The chair, now social media is so widespread that even traditional media such as multimedia, that is even the Daily Graphic, the Mirror, even Love FM are using social media in order to reach and expand their audience. So my opponent, does it not make sense that political leaders then be active on social media to be directly linked to the over 85% of the country's population active on social media, expressing their thoughts and voicing their views? The chair, these political leaders are very busy working in the interest of the people. Even when they are locked up somewhere, they don't even have to be afraid. Why? Because their activeness on social media will do the magic. So my opponent, join us stance and break that barrier, because hop on the trend of social media interactions with these political leaders. With their activeness on social media, your political leader is now in the palm of your hands. Thank you.
All right, so I hope you're enjoying yourself if you're watching us on television or listening to us on radio, or let's say watching us on Facebook. The first contest in the quarterfinal stage of the Love FM High School Debate for the year 2022 is on. Now, we've introduced something new for this year's contest. We call it the Best Debater for the Day. So on Facebook, you've heard from Emanuela Yaira Figa and Lisa Marie D.K. Okanse, representing St. Monica's. Would you say one of them is the best, debater for the day? You've already heard from Seth Boache, representing high school. It's now time for us to welcome to the microphone Dennis Owusu Boating Adade, supporting speaker, to also give us his presentation. Please show him some love.
My dear ladies from St. Monica's, in this social media era, if you're not tweeting, you are Snapchatting. If you're not Snapchatting, you are Instagramming or Facebooking. So then we, Imrans here, have absolutely no choice as to whether politicians should just use social media. But then let's look at this big analogy. That if a single comment by a regular individual could instigate violence and bring about the entire country's name to disrepute, how much more do you expect from a selfish, individualistic, active politician? A question I pose to you, the chair, panel of judges, our great timekeeper, colleague debaters, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, good day. Dennis Owusu Boating Adade is my name, a competent and ardent speaker for Kumasi High School, and I'm very elated to mount this platform as the supporting speaker to reject the motion, which I quote and unquote. It is necessary for political leaders or diplomats to be active on social media. Since my principal speaker has already elucidated on the technical terms in the motion, I move forthright. We continue to argue that it is not necessary for political leaders or diplomats to be active on social media because, firstly, it defeats the purpose of having spokespersons and news convening agencies. Ladies and gentlemen, let me be a historian for today. According to the Ministry of Information, it was set up in the year 1939, and since it facilitates the free flow of adequate, timely, and reliable information for socio-economic development, it has been delegated by the government to disseminate highly sensitive information to the media. The chair, politicians who are active on social media have no authentic verification from the government on the content they post, and this could bring about conflicting news and amount to double speaking. Ladies, even our very own dear Otumfu Wateko has a linguist to serve as a mouthpiece and a spokesperson. So then I have a question to ask you. That if the politician gets up actively posting news each and every single morning, what then is the use of the Ministry of Information? A question I pose to you. Moving on, the chair, politicians being active on social media is even discriminatory since it limits accessibility of credible information to each and every single Ghanaian. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not rush, because this argument is in two foots. First up, the chair, accessibility is extremely limited because the total number of people who engage with these social media posts does not tell you the country's total population. So now I'd like to ask, if the most influential political leaders in this country, such as His Excellency Honorable Mahmoud Bawumia and His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, have only 754K followers and 2.3 million followers, and other people as depicted on the spreadsheet here, which is not even up to half of their country's population. Ladies, question 1. With the aid of this calculator, Olivia, calculate the number of people who will be able to come in contact with this social media post. The chair, also the second part of this argument has to do with the fact that since the country has a very high illiteracy rate and the languages such as Nzema and Ga are not even on these social media questions. Ladies, question 2. How do you expect my grandmother, a total illiterate, unable to differentiate A from B, to be able to comprehend what is posted on these social media platforms? I expect you to answer this. The chair, moving on. Politicians being active on social media has a high tendency of them spreading fake news and inappropriate content. The chair, politicians have no authentic verification from the government on the news they post, and this could bring about a lot of errors, and that even a letter slip on their part could bring about bringing inappropriate content on the web. The chair, in their times of need, when people were dying due to COVID-19, according to Wikipedia.com, His Excellency, former President Donald Trump kept misinforming people about the COVID-19. Is this what we want for Ghana? Or we must be a sorry country? The chair, moving on. Politicians being active on social media bombard them with several multiple cyber attacks and impersonation. The chair, according to Insider.com, His Excellency, former President Barack Obama had his Twitter account hacked by a scammer, impersonated, and was even soliciting for $1,000, promising to give people back $2,000. Now let's look at this. If this happened in Ghana, ladies, if this happened in Ghana, where His Excellency had been using this, if this happened in Ghana, in a country where we have a low literacy rate, how do you think it will have an effect? But if it came from the horse's own mouth, like His Excellency, now that's for Akufo-Addo, a question I posed to you. The chair, moving on. Politicians being active on social media brings a break in social cohesion, and this can be related to the capital pirates. The chair, finally, politicians being active on social media is not even a reliable source, since these sites are prone to censorship. That's to say, according to BBC.com, Facebook closed for 6 good hours, and according to Twitter.com, they permanently banned His Excellency Donald Trump from ever using social media platforms. And this, ladies and gentlemen, disrupts the flow of information. Now, the chair, before I proceed, permit me to debunk some pollution. The chair, before I proceed, permit me to claim this podium of the fallacies they came to lay here. The chair, my opponents came to claim that the use of social media platforms will bring about a faster spread of information. Yes, it is fast, but the question is, how efficient is it? How many people can be reached? If the president of Ghana has only 2.2 million followers and he was able to gain 6 million votes while using the traditional media, which is the best option? I expect you to use your course of conscience to reason to this understanding. The chair, they also came to make a red herring fallacy. That's to say, they presented facts without any tangent evidence. How can you say that these are the points you are raising? Well, it doesn't make any sense. The chair, they also came to make a strawman fallacy, attacking something that has no relevance to the debate. The chair, ladies and gentlemen, ladies, I'd like to ask you a question. Is the Pope a diplomat or a politician? I fail to comprehend that. Now, the chair, with these cogent points raised, we believe that the noble house will sway to our side. Thank you.
Well, it's very obvious that you are enjoying your afternoon with us in this auditorium. One more time, a round of applause for our debaters. Great job done. Emanuela Yaya Figa, Lisa Marie DK Okanse, representing St. Monica's, and of course Seth Boachek and Dennis also Boating Adade representing Kumasi High School. Gradually we're coming to the end of the first contest in the quarterfinal stage, because at this point in time they have their summaries to present to us. So let's go back to St. Monica's and welcome to the microphone Emanuela Yaya Figa. I'm sure she's got some summaries for us. Welcome warmly with a round of applause.
My second coming here is not to throw dust into your eyes, but to give a summary of the points my subordinates and I raised. To begin, it is necessary for political leaders or diplomats to be active on social media because it is an effective tool to reach a country's foreign policy objectives. Second, it is necessary for them to be active on social media because it is an effective channel in crisis communication. 3, it is necessary for them to be active on social media because the social media is less expensive for the campaigns. 4, they should be active on social media because it helps them to correct false allegations by gatekeepers. 5, they should be active on social media because majority of the voting population are dominant social media users. 6, they should be active on social media in order to align themselves with trends and initiatives. 7, they should be active on social media in order to assess their policies and programs based on feedback from the general public. 8, they should be active on social media to prevent imminent protests and demonstrations when they address the people in advance. 9, they should be active on social media because social media provides a broader platform in order to quickly disseminate information. 10, social media provides easy access and creates a lasting connection between the people and their government. 11, social media makes political leaders more accountable to the citizens. Lastly, the emergence of COVID-19 and other pandemics even show the necessity for political leaders to be active on social media. My opponent, did I hear you ask me if the Pope is a political leader? Now listen to me, let me educate you. The Pope is the president of the smallest country in the world, that is Vatican City. And when he comes to Ghana, he is an ambassador. Thank you. Also, my opponent, you made mention of the fact that people create avenue, the social media creates an avenue for bad things. We are not talking about the disadvantages of social media. And again, my opponent, you said that active means persistent and always been there. Now, let me tell you, it does not mean they should be there 24/7. But what social media giants have told us, it's not just about setting up an account or a few posts or interactions coincident. Besides, it's about what you do on social media. It doesn't mean you should be persistent over there. Okay. And also, my opponent, the video that you showed about wound to me, please, that was on traditional media, not on social media. And again, my opponent, you also made mention of the fact that the British High Commissioner was being bashed by the IGP. Now, let me tell you, because the IGP was active on social media, that's what allowed him to correct her, because she had breached the Vienna Convention of Diplomatic Relations. And again, my opponent, you also said that people create fake accounts and that we cannot access them. But per our research, 58.4% of the world's populace are active on social media with verified accounts. And again, my opponent, you said that crisis on social media can become a breeding ground for misinformation. Governments must invest in social media, listen to them, help them to identify inaccuracies and respond accordingly, especially as citizens will be looking to the government social media to provide them with accurate and objective information. And you said it's not necessary because other platforms are available. But my opponents, formerly, people were from Jerusalem, and now they are traveling by plane. Times are changing. We are evolving. Don't be left behind. Join our stance and hope on a trend. Thank you.
All right, so we have one more space for a summary, and that is going to come from the principal speaker representing Kumasi High School. His name is Seth Boache. Show him some love. A round of applause for him.
The chair, all protocols duly observed. Boache Seth is my name, speaking vehemently against the motion, quote unquote. It is necessary for political leaders or diplomats to be active on social media. My second comment is not to give a lengthy explanation, but to present the summary of the cogent point raised by my supporting speaker and I. We contended that 1, being active on social media is susceptible to tarnishing the image of political leaders or diplomats. 2, it leads to failed diplomacy. 3, activeness on social media will reduce the quantum of time to attend to their core business as a diplomat or political leader. 4, it leads to unnecessary propaganda and populism. 5, it leads to security risk. 6, their words can be used against them easily. 7, it defeats the purpose of spokesperson and news conveying agencies. 8, it is discrimination since it limits accessibility of credible information to every single Ghanaian. 9, it has a tendency of spreading fake news and inappropriate content. 10, it makes politicians susceptible to cyber attacks and impersonation. 11, it is not reliable since the social media platforms are liable to censorship. Now, the chair permits me to rebut some fallacious assertions made by my co-debaters. My co-debaters, listen is a form of exercise. You need not to pay before you listen. Only lazy people fail to listen. You fail to listen to my supporting speaker. He gave 5 questions and just put one simple question in it, and you were quick to answer the question without answering the 4 questions, leaving our even calculator. You didn't talk about it. I'm sorry for you. You are not worth your accolade that says you are the defending champions. Now, the chair, after bringing them down from the royal throne, permit me to silence them once and for all. They talked about the dissemination of information. But then you ask yourself, how many people have mobile phones? How many people have even networks in their towns or cities? And then with this hardship economy, how many people have even money to buy data to go to the social media platform to access this information? Also, they talked about the trending news. Since it is easily accessible, anybody or any blogger can post any fake news and it will trend. So the president or the political leader doesn't take trending news from that side. It takes the bureau and then the national security to feed the president with credible information. Also, about the route to me, so you got me out of context. It has nothing to do with the social media. He was talking about the security risk. Next time, listen to me very carefully. Also, when we say something is necessary, it means the thing is absolutely needed. But then you need to tell us, if they are not active on social media, what does it cost? It costs nothing, because our predecessors were not using social media, but they were performing marvelously well. Also, they talked about, we are not against social media, but the active on social media is what you're talking about. According to the definition, active users encapsulate the likes, the liking, the commenting, the sharing, and direct exchanges. That is what we are against. But with the passive, you can come and post and then leave. That is what we are talking about. So you are even out of context. And being out of context, let me continue to make corrections in your deviations. Also, they are talking about the youth on social media. Yes, they will post news. It will only reach the youth. What about the illiterate? Those are the grassroots suffering. They are not going to get access to the information. You're also talking about the COVID-19 pandemic. The government never went to his Twitter account to do the live streaming. It was through GBC that you watched from it. So you too, you benefited from it. Thank you.
Well, it's very obvious you've enjoyed the afternoon. You want to make some noise and all. Listen, I would allow you. Hail these debaters. Applaud them. Show them love. And they are Emanuela Yaira Figa and Lisa Marie D.K. Okanse, Seth Boache, and Dennis Owusu Boateng Adade. Listen, who's winning today's best debater? It's not the debater, so hold on, settle down. I am not talking about the debate itself, the best debater. The best debater. The best debater. All right, so go on to Facebook, let's hear from you. Who you think is going to win the best debater for today's contest? And of course, which of the two schools is going to win the contest today? We hear you, time will tell. At this point in time, I'd like to tell you something important about Zest Consult. Now, it's a well-known and trusted brand for the provision of IELTS and now SAT and GRE. Now, they are a proud partner of the British Council of Ghana. And if you're a nurse or a midwife and you want to, for example, work abroad, simply come to Zest Consult or call them or send them a WhatsApp message to 05.
Robert Dunamis Plaster, your pure metal door. Push door na isiana. Stainless steel papa and a dias up near CA. After so, your apunonia a wood embossment. When na interior doors are your crafty taking ever. Oba interior doors near the PVC, near the pure wood, meaning interior doors. Na PVC no, so don't saka. Who said me the saka anymore and ya de pichi, and it's your cassette, punaway a anti-scratch, a anti-termite, nurse, a boabia to me fanano enka and ripono. In so capunway and ya de service. Put me top no be over be say we do say pebreno and as in so town say puno e mo bie e punwe entisa sa punu ya make one say so e san fire resistant Dunamis Plus enye Dawson Kwan na eton oba hanso a your living room sofas
Dunamis Plus ye wa Accra ubehu ye was Spintex Coca-Cola runabout near car care Kumasi ubehu ye wa Hojo Atinga Junction and atano so opposite St Joseph Catholic Cathedral Apatrapa Junction Tamale hwehwe ye wo Chogu runabout near Zen filling station and as se wodru Takra dia hwehwe ye wo market.
Who is your best parent in the world? Mommy! Frosty Bite ice cream for the love of ice cream.
I was saying, when you say, and Yamripa, you say COVID-19, and until Upi, you sing for her and for her, men for her, men see her. Yeah, dear, you to me call near Aquarisha, dear Ayani Rebebro, and then GT Bank, Eddie dear, Wamuya, and Unti, Wamu say. Quite be as no so no more Jumano, and until I'm wise say, not the entire so cry and I'm say, yet the BB I actually didn't say trade and tourism online and radio fair, Eddie bro. Share, you made the way, dear bet me the actual baby, I bet me the do no, Ufidiapa, Udi Mechia, Metro, young Conamintro. All right, so now I'm inside GT Bank. and I'm here to talk to my brother, Kwame Eugene. Hey, bro, what's up? Charlie,
I'm good. How about you?
Today I'm here in your office.
Thank you.
Tell me what you do here, and then why people should walk in here to bank with you.
Thank you very much. Welcome to GT Bank. So we say, wouldn't you rather bank with us? Today, we are here to talk about our products. Now, looking at the times that we are in, we want to zoom in into our digital products, which has sent us all over the country. So first of all, I want to begin with our 737. Now, when we talk about the 737, it is a short code which you can dial on any phone at all, regardless whether it has 4G, 5G, whether it's YAM. You just have to dial *737#. This will unleash a wide range of services. We are trying to reduce the human face of banking. So just dial *737#. It will open the doors to all our banking services to you. You can open an account. You can link your account to your wallet, whichever network. You can push and pull mobile money across your account and your wallet. For those of us who are tech-friendly, we have what we call GT World. GT World is an application. This time around, you need your data to make it work. So download GT World app. It also allows you access to your account 24/7. What do you want to do? Do you want to purchase credit? Do you want to send credit to someone else? Do you want to move money from your wallet to your account? Do you want to pay a bill? Is it DSTV? Is it utility bills? You can do it on GT World app. We say so nkoma ye nuanoma mo magazine. Mo so afre ya che. Afedie yate mo so frɛ no. Nti afi nko ye ni hwebe November enkodu na wie ye die. Na Guarantee Trust Bank a mo tu kwan ni abedi djuma no ni aba mo aboboa no eni mo ba be ye adwuma e wo so ame magazine. Nti mo hwɛ ye nim mmoa bi a mo hia bia ya ahoboa ne krado say ye de be ma mo nyina.
Make us a free Kumasi GT Bank. Ye friend me ya du fie. Many bank na ye adwuma che. Omunim say dey see your customers. This a wo kokwan so. Say we ye dwadini wo Kumasi dwom. Obi a mfa ne sika mra GT Bank. Bank papa. Oba wa wani beje.
Tisia na BB account with GT Bank. Na mate omunjuma pa omoye. Enti na me ba ha no mo. Enti no me recommend GT Bank Emma obi biara. So ye nurse, so ye dwadini, so ye obi a okokwan so kofa niema. Me so say bra na ni GT Bank for enye adwuma.
Love and Insha FM, trade and tourism online and radio fair. The etimi ye ni ye ka cho say ba GT Bank yaba wa wani tua. The amanfo kan na dance ankofo di ye no. Eno na ye beka say
smiles are one of our most precious gifts. The problem is 1 in 2 people suffer from cavities. That's why hundreds of dentists like myself work together with Pepsodent to teach families in Ghana to brush day and night. Remember, your smile is the most important reason to brush day and night. Pepsodent, because every smile matters. Smiles are one of our most precious gifts. The problem is 1 in 2 people suffer from cavities. That's why hundreds of dentists like myself work together with Pepsodent to teach families in Ghana to brush day and night. Remember, your smile is the most important reason to brush day and night. Pepsodent, because every smile.
The Asante Achim campus of the University College was opened on Friday, 28 September 2007 to offer the Bachelor of Science degree in nursing. The Department of Nursing is the first department of the Faculty of Health and Medical Sciences. The second is the Department of Physician Assistantship, which was also established in September 2010. Also, the third is the Department of Midwifery, which was also established in 2020. The vision of the Faculty of Health and Medical Sciences is to produce versatile health professionals who have the knowledge and skills and attitude to recognize the total health needs of individuals, families, and communities, and providing quality health care.
Physician assistantship, level 200. I'm at the Akufo-Addo Presby Hospital. I'm here to take a history of a patient. Basically, history taking is about getting to know who your patient is. It's known as clocking a patient, and you have to know the demographics of the patient. That's the name of the patient, his sex, age, and other details. Then you also have to move to the presenting complaint. That's what the patient comes with. The complaint he comes with. Then you also have to ask about the history of presenting complaint.
So growing up, I've always loved nursing. I've always loved to be in the medical line because I saw the way nurses treated their patients, how they showed empathy in treating patients. So I've always loved to show that kind of empathy to my patients. Presbyterian College and the students have been very, very welcoming to us international students. We really love it here. They make us feel at home. They don't even make us feel like, yeah, we miss home and all. It's been very good here.
The mission of the faculty is determined to produce highly qualified and competent professional nurses, physician assistants, and other allied health professionals who will contribute creditably to healthcare delivery in Ghana and the world at large to the promotion of health, prevention of disease, and provision of curative health care.
I chose Presbyterian University College, Ghana. I wanted to become a nurse. I decided to enroll myself in the institution to know more about my nursing career. I would say that Presbyterian University College, Ghana, is the best institution to enroll yourself.
We also have committed doctors in the hospital here that are ready to help them. It allows them to come out with better experience and exposure to real patients. It also enables them to be able to handle patients with confidence. And indeed, this university has the quality of producing quality.
Insure 104.5, Lab 99.5. Yaka ye hobio. We a trade and tourism fair. A for gra. And into Lady Amano. And metu fa. There was Sunset Hotel. Na many manager oha ye bedim komo. Na yashe. Pacho mwa kwaba. Now what to say? And then my Sunset Hotel. When you just send me waha. Oh, okay. Na yan share. Say kasa Sunset Hotel any day.
Oh, Sunset Hotel. And you may have a baby. Your accommodation waha, your restaurant waha, your pool waha, your bar waha say any your venues be for other sort of programs. Ewa say.
And Pachamo conference hall.
Pachamo your conference hall
4 conference hall.
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. Now yan share our new couples no. Sometimes also we pay hotel be na makoye honeymoon. Obi bet me about that.
Pachamo. So anyone so be alert us. You call us on phone. Okache said that's say now ne couple ne beba. Umbani set up the room bibia na bibia.
O mo na be set up.
You be set up the
room ne be to say for.
Yes, please.
Okay. Now you share birthdays right?
Birthday so say the hands so be alert. Just give us a phone call.
Okay.
For everything will be ready. The hands so do nipa ne beba.
Okay.
Pachane.
All right. Now you share restaurant no. A local, continental, Chinese, nyama bena.
Pacho, you will look
local beauty said then.
Your kunkunte.
Oh, hana fufu no. Ufre phone so na dia bra wo office no. Oh, I see.
Pacho, and your bankuni tilapia and so I say your bankuni okra stew, goat like soup. Bibia local dishes we are bibia
and a continental so
continental and so the bibia your assorted noodles your spaghetti bolognese your no be
oh okay you share rooms in so no it is saying
your rooms now hodo and you have 4 types of rooms.
4 types of rooms?
Yes, please. We have a single room. Normally, we give it out to or mobile shorter stay. And you want a double room. and it takes 2 people in the room. It's a normal double bed in the room. And then we have a deluxe room. The deluxe room, so it's a king size bed in it. And then again, we have a sunset special room. Sunset Hotel is located at Denyame around Parks and Gardens. You can reach us on 0207 228455. And then again, we have our website, www.sunsethotel.com.gh. You can book us on www.sunsethotel.com.gh, or you can email us at info@sunsethotel.com.gh.
Adeshimemba, Moti near Ekoso, Eye Insure 104.5, Love 99.5, Yen Trade and Tourism Fair, no, Yen Nayaba Sunset Hotel, near whom say rooms are papa na Ehanewo, near whom say compound AFN Hanewo, live band and Casano, weekend, Friday, Saturday, safety protocol, no, Egugu form, and in Sauba Kumasi, or first Sauba Kumasi and Kobebia, or Madena Bread Sunset. So our bridges are all back, Bomadina book was an ordinate line of Etoho, Ofra, no book, no better. Sunset, couples.
Marianne Blankson says it's Lisa Marie. Ohenaba Clement says it's Seth Boache. Opoku Zion says Seth Boache. Adepa Ivy, Lisa. Kelvin Mensa says, how are you faring, Lisa? Melo Filippo says, what's the name of the fair girl for the St. Monica Senior High School? Kelly Jeezy says, Seto. Simon Tete says, high school all the way. Samuel Obey Echampon Boache Seth. Echampon Samuel Boache Seth. Best debater, undisputed. And it goes on and on. So it looks like it's between Seth and Lisa. May the best debater win. Over to you, David.
But let me ask a simple question to you, beautiful ladies, Becca and Patricia. Everybody has a way of memorizing things and studying. So if I repeat it and it's going to stick in my head, what is wrong with it? It's a question. I asked a simple question. Well, listen, put your hands together for yourselves. You've been an amazing audience. But as you know, it is a contest. One school would advance, another school will be left behind. So what I want to do is this. I'd like to use my discretion to invite to the podium the principal for Jackson Educational Complex. She's our chairperson, and she is our ambassador for the Love FM High School debate. She is our mother, and she'll be telling us about her own impressions about today's debate and share a few advice with us as well. She'll be doing this in, let's say, 3 minutes. Mommy, over to you.
Okay. Honestly, I sympathize for the judges. Our contestants have done exceedingly, extremely, very, very well. Let's give them a hand. And this shouldn't end here. You heard of Jackson Institute of Innovation and Technology. It's a new university in Ghana, the only university that has accreditation with GTech, Ghana accreditation, South Africa accreditation, and affiliation with British Accreditation Council. When you finish, your certificate is already international. We decided that we will honor the teachers. The teachers have done extremely very well. When a student passes exams, he says, "Maadain." But when a student fails, "Ayadain." Oh, teacher, wait here one yet. This teacher, he doesn't come to class. he is this and that. We put the blames on teachers. Now that they have performed very well, let us stand and applaud the teachers who have prepared these students. Oh, do it better, do it better, do it better, do it better. Teachers, you have done very well. Teachers have done very, very well. Because of that, Jackson Institute of Innovation and Leadership, we also have a department called Jackson Institute of Technology. That department has promised that I think the first, second, third director to the fourth, let's spread it to the fourth, we will give the teachers free IT training, and each one will cost 5,500. So the best 4 top schools, we are ready to help you with your IT, so that next time when we come, you will get more evidence on social media. Thank you very much.
And thank you too very, very much. A round of applause one more time for her, Mrs. Teresa Jackson, the principal for the Jackson Education Complex. And listen, she has lots of educational institutions, so we'll be engaging with you about them in the coming weeks when you join us for more of the competition. Now I'm told that the results are in. Which school wins today's contest? Which school wins today's contest? St. Monica's. St. Monica's. St. Monica's. Each for all. Imrantia. 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 All right. Which of these 2 schools will be going home smiling? And which of the schools will be going home with tears in their eyes? We'll find out next. All right, so the results are in, and I will deliver them based on how it's been presented to me. So the first school whose results I'll be touching on is St. Monica's, the defending champions. You were told about, the parameter for scoring. One thing that was mentioned was organization and clarity. When it comes to organization clarity, one of the judges scored 24 for St. Monica's, 26 by the second judge, and Judge 3 scored 25. If you put it together, it is 75.
They never disappoint.
The other 11, summing up to 33.
They never disappoint.
And development. One judge scored 27, the other judge scored 28, another scored 27, put together 82. Silence, please. Silence, please. By way of effective use of rebuttal, one judge scored 12, another 14, the other 10, summing up to 36. Presentation style. One judge scored 13, another scored 12, the last judge scored 14, put together 39. Role as a particular debater, Judge 1 scored 9, Judge 2 scored 8, Judge 3 scored 10, put together 27. So 81, 82, 36, 39, 27, sums up to 265. So, moving on to the semifinals. All right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Imrantia. Thank you. So it means that we'll see Kumasi High School in the semi-finals of the 2022 edition of the Love FM High School debate. Congratulations to you. Settle down. Settle down. Thank you. Now we told you about something we've introduced, the best debater for the day. And I'm happy to announce the winner for that section. And the winner for the best debater for today's contest is Lisa Marie Okanse of St. Monica's. I would like to call on the CEO of New Life Entrepreneurship Center to do the presentation for us. The CEO of New Life Entrepreneurship Center to do the presentation for us. So there he is. Thank you. And congratulations to you, Lisa Marie D.K. Okanse. Thank you. The Mirantia, settle down, please. Settle down, please. Thank you very much. Now, we have 2 books that we intend to give to the winning school. So, Daniel Jackson, please, one more time. Let me bother you this afternoon. Mount the podium. Let me invite Seth Boache and Dennis Owusu Boating Adade to come for their books for winning today's contest. So, Seth, and that is all right, so well done. Congratulations is what Daniel said to them. A round of applause for them. To our defending champions, you did very well. We'll see you in 2023. A round of applause for them. And let's all stand. Let's all stand. And applaud them. Let's stand and applaud. Well, thank you very much, Imranti. And for your information, next Monday, that's coming Monday, we'll have the second contest in the quarterfinal series. KNUST Senior High, Pempe College, they will be in this auditorium to do battle. But at this point in time, thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for your love. God bless all of you. Enjoy your weekend. And Patricia, take it away from me right now.
Sure. Thank you so much, David. And of course, we have come to the end of the first round of the quarterfinal stage of the Love FM High Schools debate, the 4th edition. Of course, we saw a very fierce battle between Kumasi High School and St. Monica's Girls, the defending champions. As at now, we can't say that St. Monica's has lost out from progressing to the next stage of the Love FM High Schools debate. Remember, you are live on your superstation, Love 99.5 FM, Joy Prime, Joy Learning, all on your multi-TV digibox. And as at now, we can confidently also say that Kumasi High School have progressed to the semi-final stage of the Love FM High Schools debate. And so, like we always do, after the contest or after the debate, we speak, of course, to the debaters and find out what went wrong or otherwise for them. And so I can have St. Monica's join me right now so we have a very brief conversation with them as to what they believe happened. And so I can have my patron Eric and the ladies Lisa Marie please join me, and let's do this quickly. Eric, we spoke to you before the contest and you told us everything was going to be smooth for St. Monica's. What happened?
It is normal. Let's take it to be like that. You know, we defeated them and they've come back. It's okay. You know, we cannot, the thing does not belong to us. So we give other people the platform to also explore. So that's good.
So you think it was a revenge on the part of Kumasi High School?
It was a revenge. It was a revenge. Indeed, they're prepared. And that's okay. You congratulate them. They've done well.
I see. Lisa, let me also take it from you, Lisa Marie. And what do you think? Do you think your efforts were not enough back on stage?
I know I did my part, so I would never complain about what I did. They did their part, but I still think we had a better shot, but better luck next time to us. So you'll see us next year, definitely. And we have even more debaters there. We are never running out. So prepare for St. Monica's next year, 2023 edition. That's the 5th edition of Love FM High School Debates.
Okay, let me now move to my principal speaker and have also take some words from her. Was it something that... were you hypnotized by Kumasi High School? Is that what you would say?
No.
So what happened?
Well, just like my patron said, it's not ours. We give them a chance to explore. But I wish them good luck. No, I wish them good luck, but we give them a chance to explore. It's not ours. So.
Do you think Kumasi High School should win the 4th edition?
No. No, they're not taking it.
I see, that's quite interesting. Well, that's my debaters and, of course, my patron from St. Monica's Girls Senior High School. They are wishing Kumasi High School all the best, but they do not want the boys to actually be the winner for the 4th edition. But I would like to say thank you so much for being a part of the Love FM High Schools debate, and have a safe journey back to Mampong. Okay, thank you so much. And now I'm going to have to converse or speak with the boys from high school, the boys from junior say, and so I can have them right now. Please join me. Let's have a brief conversation. We are live on TV, on Joy Prime, Joy Learning, and of course your superstation Love 99.5 FM. And congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations to you too.
Thank you very much.
Tell me, how did you beat the girls today?
You see, it was like we knew we would beat them already, okay? We were using them for preparation. We told them, and they thought we were lying, okay? But then, you know, empty barrels make the most noise. They told us that we were going home in tears. Now, who is going home in tears? I questioned them.
I see. Now, St. Monica's is saying that although you've beaten them today, the final trophy will never go to Kumasi High School. That must really hurt you, right?
It doesn't hurt me at all, because before this contest, we granted several interviews, and then they were making all sorts of noise of all their hullabaloo. This is what they did, and so it doesn't touch us at all. We are ready. We are poised for action. So we are here, and very soon we will get there to take the trophy. The difference between here and there is the letter T, and that is time. So they should wait for us. It takes 30 minutes.
Okay, and so do you want to add something? Sure, go ahead.
And like, we told them that when we win, we'll bring them something. So they should pray for us that we win. We are gentlemen. We'll bring them something, definitely.
Interesting. So the Mate are saying that when they win the trophy, choreography. They are going to present the ladies with something. But well, let's see how it goes for them. Of course, they have qualified to the semi-final stage of the Love FM High Schools debate. And just to let you in on a little bit, God willing, Monday we'll be having another debate, and it's going to be between KNUST Senior High School and Prempeh College. And they will be arguing on the motion code, government should be accountable for flooding situation in Ghana, unquote. So that is going to be the contest between KNUST Senior High School and Prempeh College. Of course, a finalist in last year's competition of the Love FM High Schools debate. And so we'd like to say thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to the Ghana Education Service, the WDS, that is the Writers and Debaters Society. We'd like to say thank you to the Ashanti Regional Students Representative Council, and of course all of our proud partners on this high school debate. So from all of us here at Love 99.5 FM, Joy Prime, Joy Learning, we'd like to say thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on Monday. My name is Patricia. Thank you so much. Let's now enjoy the drama from the boys. Are you ready?
Como